Ian, speaking of streaming,
Yes.
it's the age of streaming. Google Stadia, Apple having their streaming gaming service. We have a Kickstarter.
We do.
Antstream. It's retro gaming reborn. It's a retro cloud gaming service. So this is already getting funded, apparently, which is why I like when we talk about these things. Oh, it's not funded yet. It probably will be. The goal is 65,000.
24 days to go. They're at 45,733. Yeah, they're going to hit this.
They'll probably hit this. So this is based out of the UK, this service. So how is this going to work? You're going to hook up to the internet, mobile device, Xbox One, they're advertising, PC, tablet. You install the app, you create an account, you pick a game and you play. This is going to be a monthly subscription service, so I really need to convert this. So right now you have a full backer is 1 year for £43, $56. They put it there. So what is Pat math? 56 divided by 12. I can't even work that out in my head right now. I'm amped up on Mandalorian. It's $4.66 a month. We'll just say $5 a month. So for $5 a month, they claim they have 2,000 games already licensed. I'm not going to deny they do, but they say 2,000 is a lot. Multiple versions of a game supported. ZX Spectrum Arcade, Commodore 64. We'll just get into their stuff.
I was just going to say, though, as you go on, I don't know that there's any reason to doubt them having the 2,000 licensed games, because from what it looks like, a lot of this is Spectrum and Commodore 64 stuff.
Which you can get on the cheap. I guess you get in like large packages, because we've seen that happen with like the failed handheld one where they were going to license like 1,000 games. Yeah. That makes sense then. But they're going to launch for 200 and then add more in as you go. So they're gonna this is I'm not shocked we're finally seeing something like this happen, because we talked about where's the Netflix style service for retro games,
right?
But I don't think this is the one that's going to succeed. And I hate to say that, because there's probably good thoughts behind this. This game library is only going to appeal to a very specific type of gamer.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. This is going to happen, but I mean, even just looking at like this cover image with all these games, a lot of this is European.
This is British gaming.
Yeah, a lot of this is Euro computer gaming, which is even more specific.
Yeah, because we didn't have the ZX, the ZX Spectrum. We didn't have that here. We did have Commodore 64, but this is mostly stuff. You look at the list of games on their site: Spectrum, 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 Arcade 64, Spectrum, Spectrum, Spectrum. We don't have any familiarity with those games at all. Yeah, our market, we don't.
And I don't know. Yeah, people need to. I think that it's an interesting idea. It's just, this is almost to me like a proof of concept. It's like, okay, we need 2,000 games just to test something, and they're like, okay, fine. And
there's some arcade ones. There's Metal Slug from SNK, so they're getting some of that. Looks like here and there. Marvin's Maze from SNK. I wish I could sort this by publisher. That would have been interesting. Some Jalico stuff, which isn't surprising, because a lot of those cheap multi-carts, Jalico and Data East stuff is cheap.
I was going to say,
Joe and Mac. They advertise Joe and Mac.
Jalico, Data East, any of that Spectrum
SNK stuff.
SNK stuff.
POW, arcade version. Okay. That's interesting. But then a lot of this Amiga, Premier Manager 2. Those are soccer games.
Sensible Soccer is like is huge. I love Sensible Soccer, but that's like a big game to European computer game players.
I'm actually most interested in the arcade selection. You have stuff like Renegade Arcade. That's interesting. You have Sly Spy on there. So again, Data East stuff, and it's Technos for Renegade. If I had to just gauge the ratio of arcade to computer stuff, well, here's the thing. For this first 200, they want to get the ratio right. I can guarantee you that a chunk of the games, these 2,000, are probably computer games that they got, not arcade games.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Due to the cost, yeah. But I'm just saying. But I'm saying for this list of 200 though, that's on their site, it's more mixed up arcade.
Oh,
in there.
sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're front loading the arcade stuff.
Oh yeah. The overall library is probably much more computer.
ZX Spectrum and Amiga and Commodore 64 stuff, for sure. Yeah, because I could tell you, looking at this list of games, I am not familiar with about 70 to 80% of these games.
Yeah.
Exerion, I know that one. I don't know what Doom Base is. I don't know what. Oh, they have Double Dragon games on here. I don't know what Dragon Seeds is. I don't know what Drunk Policeman is on the Spectrum. Probably a fun game, fun. Monocolored game that they find that those graphics kitschy. I think it's interesting. One color per character on the Spectrum.
Yeah.
Caverns of Contonia. Never heard of it. You got your burger time there, Ian. There you go.
So I would just say that this is probably going to be a lot of fun for people who actually know these games, and the pricing doesn't even sound that bad.
That's not bad.
It's just a matter of, and honestly, streaming is fine for this because they're retro titles and they're small. This isn't going to have any sort of mass market appeal outside of.
No,
it's not going to have any worldwide appeal.
No, absolutely not. Not in North America.
And the cost of these licenses is going to jump up considerably.
Well, if they already have 2,000, then you'd hope that, okay, I'd be satisfied with if I'm a big computer gamer, grew up in the UK, I'm fine with that 2,000.
Sure.
I'm fine with that. And then, bonus arcade games, that's fine. But if they have to acquire any more, subscription cost is going to go up, obviously.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, if you know what you're getting into, though, and it's like 2,000 classic PC or classic computer games and some arcade versions of those, and you know what you're getting into. I mean, it's not an awful idea.
But know that you're never going to see Nintendo games on here.
Yeah, you're not going to see Mario or Sonic.
You're not going to see most Capcom, Konami games, Sega games on here.
Right.
So realize this is what you're getting. You are getting a Netflix service for British computer games with some bonus cheaper to license arcade games.
Right.
Then I think then we're okay. They're going to have some solo challenges for your friend. That's interesting.
It is.
The one weird thing about this, I'm not getting on those people because I think their heart's probably in the right place. They're licensing this. It's going to be all above the board. Knock on fake wood. Is that they are touting that there's you don't have to worry about emulation at all. Well, these are getting emulated at some level.
I think what they mean is you don't have to worry about getting emulators.
No downloads. You might here's the weird part about this. When you say no downloads, these games are all incredibly small. Most of them.
Yeah.
Especially the computer ones. I can picture 90% of these games being under a megabyte or two.
Yeah.
Even the arcade ones aren't that big, some of these. So at that point, that's to me not a selling point because I would rather have those locally on my drive to eliminate any potential lag from a cloud streaming service.
Sure. But then at that point, then, it's no longer a service and you're not paying for something per month. And
well, it's still a service. Well, you have to log in to access the stuff, but
there's leaderboards and stuff like that, sure.
But I think let's put it this way. If this was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, cloud gaming wouldn't work. With even that much off, you couldn't play it. For a lot of these games, you probably won't notice it, right?
Sure.
That's fine. But they really got to have, okay, that's a good point, Ian, that we are now diving into. This is the same thing with digital gaming. You can't have this service in a bad part of in a bad part of the country unless it preloads it first.
I'm assuming it's preloading it. I mean, streaming is only streaming because the file is too big to temporarily put on your side of the.
But you have to stream your inputs though as well. So if
it's streaming you the ROM, then it's not streaming your inputs. I have a feeling it's going to temporarily load.
You think it's going to temporarily load it?
I think it's going to temporarily stream it to you on the user side,
and then then
it's gone.
It's going to be loaded into your RAM and then flushed out.
That would be my guess.
Okay, we're working with the team right now. We're dealing with this.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that it's multiple versions of a game supported. That is great because
that's neat.
If I had Commando, I want to play in the arcade one. Maybe I'll play the computer version because that's the one I grew up with. I think that's a great idea. Challenges, we said it'll be initially available in North America and Europe, PC, Mac, Xbox One, which is interesting. They're going to work that out. And Android devices, iOS devices should follow soon after once approved by Apple. Let's hope. Apple.
Can't make that guarantee.
Apple's a little more stringent on anything with emulation. Obviously, there's no NES emulators. They cut that stuff out real quick on Apple. But if it's legal, I could see them being on board. But yeah, the Apple process is tougher to get through. So let's hope though. Then again, who wants to play on their phone? I guess on a tablet would be fun.
Sure. To
play some sort of game. Or anything else to add? This is decent. I'm not poo-pooing this totally. Absolutely not.
I think the idea is fine. I think the library is what's going to hold it back. That's all.
If this was a, maybe I would try this for a couple months just to see how it is.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till it's out. And they have a decent team involved.